Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite girl Favor here. If today is your first time of coming across my YouTube channel, thank you so much for stopping by. On this YouTube channel, we learn how to turn void materials into a beautiful piece. So please do well to click on the subscribe button if you're yet to subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so that you'll be the first person to be notified whenever I post a new tutorial. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your love and support. So guys, for today we are going to be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful handkerchief skirt that you are seeing here. Now this is a beginner friendly tutorial, okay? So if this is something that you are interested in, you want to stick to from the beginning of this tutorial to the very end so that you won't miss out on any details. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, let's head to the tutorial proper. So my loves, for today's tutorial, this print you're seeing here is what we are going to be working with. Now this is a chiffon print. This is a polka dot chiffon print, and I have this to be 1.30 yards. Now if you're on a bigger side, I'd recommend you use 2 yards. Now these 2 yards also depends if on the print you're working with. Now this is an English print. If you're using an African print, you would want to consider about 2.5 yards. Guys, if you're working with an African print, and depending on how lengthy you want your skirt to be, okay, so keep this aside. Now I'll also be attaching a zipper on this our skirt. So this zipper is just a normal zipper, it's not an invisible zipper either, so I'll keep it aside. Now I will use this pattern paper we can see here to demonstrate for us how we are going to be folding our fabric, because the camera cannot capture the full length of my cutting table. So I'll quickly use this to demonstrate. So let's assume this is our fabric that we have on the table here. Now to fold it, we're folding our fabric like this. We're going to be picking it from this border to this border, just the same the way I just folded it. Now after folding it this first time, all right, the next thing we are going to do is to now fold it into 2 again. Can you see? We now fold it into 2 again, just the way we fold our pattern or our lining for our peplum. Now I have this to be into 4. This is just the way we fold for our peplum, all right? So this is into 4 like this. Now when cutting, we are not going to be cutting our circle or our waistline or this area that is open, this square here. No, we're not cutting from here. So when you're cutting yours, you want to pay attention to the areas that are open. This point does not have any opening, and then at this point, so you can see that there's opening here, so we're not going to be taking our circle from here either. Now is at this point where there's no opening here, you can see, and then this point, that is where we are going to be taking our measurement from. Now with that being said, we're now going to head straight to the calculation of how to calculate our waist measurement. So guys, for us to get our round waist measurement, I marked my round measurement and it gave me 28 inches. Now 28 inches, I added 1 to it, making it 29 inches. Now this 29 inches divided by 4 will now give us 7.25 inches. Let me take it again. My round waist circumference is 28 inches. I added 1 inch allowance to it because of the zipper that we're going to be having. Now when I did that, it gave me 29 inches. Now that 29 inches, we divide it by 4. Whatever you have, you divide it by 4. All right, when you divide it by 4, it's whatever it gives you is what we are going to be using to get the round circumference of your waist. I hope we understand that. Now that we understand what we are going to do, we'll come to where we are going to be taking our circle from. Can you see? Please pay attention to the areas where you are going to be taking yours from. Remember, we're taking it from where we are not going to, where the area that is not open. Now let's assume this is our circle where now this is our round waist measurement. From here, I'm going to be you see where I place my tape to the shorter part of our square that we folded into 4 will give us, now this is 4.5 inches. Let's assume that the 4.5 inches, I will mark it down here. Now that I've gotten the 4.5, at this other side that is longer, I will add extra inches to my 4.5 inches at this border, okay, because this place is where the effect of our handkerchief effect is going to be. Now I did 8 inches here. Now whatever we have at this point here where we did 4.5 inches is the same thing we're going to have at this other end of 4.5 inches. I hope we understand to this point. Now after getting it, what we are going to do next is to go ahead from this point, connect a straight line to meet this point, and then from this point here we'll now connect a straight line to meet this point. In essence, whatever we have on, the only difference is that the longer part is going to be longer. I hope we understand this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cut it out. So when you cut it out, if you have any excess at this other end, you trim it out. Now when we trim it out like this, we'll also go ahead and trim out our circle. All right, we're going to go ahead and trim out our waistline here, where my hand is where that is going to be serving as our waistline. Now when we cut out our waistline, this is what you expected to have. Please take note. Now when we go ahead, now the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and open it up. Now when we open it up, we are going to get the midpoint of our skirt and then divide it into two. You can see that I raised it up. I did not divide it the same thing. I just divided only one part. Do you see what it looks like? Now if we attach our zipper here and then I'll pick it up like this, when we now wear it, this is the effect of what we're supposed to have. Now this is what we are expected to have. Can you see the effect? Now that we understood to this point, what I'm going to do right now is to go ahead and fold our fabric, and then we are going to cut. I hope we understood to this point. So guys, I've gone ahead now to fold my fabric just the same way we folded the pattern paper. Please do not forget, and we're going to be taking our measurement from this point, which does not have opening. Also remember that. Now I'm going to give us a hike of how I get my round circumference for my peplon, for whichever flare that I'm working with. Okay, so for me, I really do not have any standard of how I get mine. So what I do is that I mark out, let's say I will mark out 4 inches and I will take it the 4 inches round. Now when I take my 4 inches round and then I take the round of that 4 inches, if it's not up to the waist circumference I'm looking for, I will still add. For example, now I am working on, I'm using 4 inches. I mark 4 inches down here. Now what we are going to do is that 4 inches, I'll also mark it at this point and then connect it together like this. All right, now after connecting it like this, the next thing we are going to do is to check this round circumference here, this round circle that I'm marking down here, to see if it's up to that 7.25 inches that we're looking for. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take our measurements. Now this is how I get my waist circumference for my peplon, for my flare, if I'm cutting a round flare. Now after checking it, I discovered that it was not enough. Now I will also come down again by 5 inches. I'll mark the 5 inches down to this point here. At this point here, I'll mark the 5 inches, and then to this other side here, I will also mark my 5 inches. So in essence, you can mark as much as you want until you have gotten the round circumference of your waist when you divide it by 4. I hope we understand. So remember, the first one was not enough. That is why I'm marking the second one to also verify if it will give me that 7.25 that we are looking for. So by the time I go around it, and then we'll go ahead and measure it now. So after taking my tape around, I discovered that it was up to what I wanted. So that is it. So the next thing we are going to do is to just give it a nice curve so that it's going to be even, right? Now we will go ahead and get our length of our skirt. So from this point here, we are going to go ahead now and arrange this properly. Like I said, you can see that it's really difficult to work with this fabric. So from this point, from the second line, please take note that we're going to be taking our skirt length now from that second line that we marked, from that second circle. So we'll mark from this point here. Now this other side, this shorter side, for me, my handkerchief, my skirt length for this shorter side is going to be 21 inches. Remember, I placed my tape here, so you can see where my tape is. Now at this point, I will mark 21 inches here. which is the shorter part. Remember the explanation we did on our pattern paper. I will drag this up. Now at this other longer part, I will mark 29 inches. That is how long I want my handkerchief effect to be. I hope we're understanding to this point. So after marking the 9 inches, whatever we have at this point where we first mark, where my hand is, whatever we have here is what we are also going to mark at the other end when I finish arranging this properly. It was really difficult working with this chiffon because it always moved away. After pinning it so much, it always moved away. Sorry. So in essence, whatever we have at that beginning is what we're going to have at this point. So here I also mark the same 21 inches. Now after marking that 21 inches, the next thing we are going to do is now connect from this 21 inches. Just connect it using our hand. This is a freehand tutorial. Just connect a straight line to go and meet that 29 inches that we marked at this point where my hand is. I hope you remember that we marked 29 inches there. Now after connecting it here, we will also go ahead and connect from this other end where we first marked our skirt length, which was 21 inches. Guys, I hope we understand it. So here we are going to also connect it from this 21 inches here to meet the point of our 29 inches. I hope we understand. So just pay attention to what I'm doing. You're going to understand. Just know that this point I'm connecting here is where my hand is 29. Here this point is 21 inches. So go ahead and connect it and then connect the line, so you can see that there's how the line is. So the next thing we are going to do right now is to go ahead and cut out. We're going to go ahead now and cut out following the direction of my chalk. So please pay attention. What we're going to do is that I will first of all pin it down here, because by the time I cut it out, it's going to move away. So I'll cut here first. So at this point, this is what you're supposed to have. That circle is what you're supposed to have when you have finished cutting out your waistline. So we'll go ahead and move it up to this point, and then we'll cut from here to meet this point following the direction of my chalk. And then we'll also go ahead and just cut to this point. Okay, so guys, after cutting it out, now we're going to go ahead and open it up. So can you see, this is what you're meant to have. Did you see the way it is? You can see that this point is longer where the other side is equal. So we're going to go ahead and separate it and then open it up for us to get the midpoint of where we are going to be marking for our zipper. So I'll go ahead and open it up carefully, opening it up here because this fabric is moving away. It's very easy to move away. Let me just put it that way. Now I've arranged it properly. The next thing we're going to do right now is to get the midpoint of our skirt. Now you want to make sure you are getting the midpoint, so we're going to go ahead and open it up. Okay, please note that we are not opening the two sides at the same time. You can see where I opened. It's just one side that I opened up. So after opening it up, this is what we have. Now we are going to merge it together and then take it to the sewing machine and close it down with 1 inch that we added for our zipper allowance. I hope you remember. Now when we launch it, we're going to go ahead and close it for our zipper. So let me take the measurement so that I would know that it's 1 inch. So with this 1 inch, we're going to go ahead and close it to the full length, and then I'll go ahead and fold all the edges. I will hem all the edges and then bring it back. So guys, I've gone ahead now to fold all the edges by 1/2 inch, and this is what it looks like. So basically I ran a stitch, I folded it around the flare, and then I also joined our 1 inch for zipper allowance and I ironed it out. Can you see? So this is the 1 inch that we folded for our zipper allowance, and I as well hemmed the zipper allowance as well to avoid this fraying. So this is what it looks like. Now the next thing we are going to do is that we're going to be opening an inch. I know you'll be wondering, why are we opening it? Why did we sew it if we're going to still open it again? Now the essence of this is that when you open it and iron it out, it helps you to know where to place your zipper. It makes it easy for you to place your zipper. Now I've gone ahead to open it up. I open it up by 9 inches, so I'll go ahead and top stitch at that point to avoid it moving away, and then I will attach our zipper and I will bring it back for us to see. So guys, I've gone ahead to attach our zipper, and this is what it looks like. Can you see what the zipper looks like? So this is what it looks like, and then this is what it looks like on the inside. Please don't mind the length of this zip. I'm not going to be cutting it. I don't even have intention of cutting it out anytime, but just pay attention to the business at hand. Now, in case if your fabric is stretchy, I would still advise you to put this zipper or attach a zipper on your own, because if your waist is small like mine, it's going to be difficult for you to pass it down your bust area. It's going to be difficult for you to wear. I hope you understand. So it's important to attach a zipper. Now we're going to be attaching our band. We'll notch the center, fold our clothes into two like that, and notch the center. Now I also gone ahead to cut out a band. This is the band we're going to be using for our skirts, and I went ahead to attach an interfacing, just a normal paper gum inside. Now the wideness of this band, I have it to be 5 inches. Can you see? Now from that 5 inches, I folded in half an inch where we're going to be using to top stitching on our band. Now the length of this belt or band, band rather, is 59 inches, and at the end of the day I still discovered that this is 59 inches was not enough for me. So you can make yours longer in case if you want it to go around your waist. Probably you want to tie it at the back and then give it a design, a bow tie at the front. So what we're going to do now is to place the two edge mount together to get the middle of our band, just the same way we did for our skirt. So I will notch the center of this band. After notching the skirt of this band, I will bring up our skirt like this. Now we'll open it up. You see this area where we do not fold in by half an inch is the area we're going to be attaching first. Now I'll attach it. I will place the right side of the band on the wrong side of the skirt. I placed the right side of a band on the wrong side of the skirt. The essence of this is that it is important for you to first of all sew inside, so that by the time you are sewing on your band the outside, you will know what you want to give it a clean stitch. So we'll attach our band from that center that we knot, or the center of both the band and the skirt. Take it round to our zipper point here, and then you will now close the remaining band. Okay, so I will take this now to the sewing machine, attach it. When after sewing it this first time, then we'll now use that 1 inch area, that half inch area that we did to cover it up like this. I hope you understand. So I'll go ahead, sew it round, and then at this point I'll come here and stitch it inside like this, and then close it up as well. So I'll take this now to our sewing machine. I'll close this band up and attach it to the skirt and bring it back. So guys, I've gone ahead now to attach our band, and this is what it looks like. So this is what I was trying to explain to us, that it's important you sew inside first so that you can see the outer stitches on your clothes or your skirt. So this is what it looks like. You can see that my band ended up not being as long as I wanted it to be, so you can make yours longer. All right, so this is what the skirt looks like. So guys, that is basically all for the cutting and sewing of this handkerchief skirt. It's really very easy, and it's actually very beautiful. In fact, I already sewed this particular skirt out. The moment I posted it, I already had an order for it to be sold, so I already sold it out. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please, if you have watched this tutorial to this end, please do not forget to click on the subscribe button. Please do not forget to leave a comment, and please do not forget to like and share my video. And most importantly, please do not forget to go green. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on our next tutorial. If this tutorial was helpful, please do not forget to share. Please do not forget to subscribe. See you on our next tutorial. Bye for now.